In this video, I want to talk really quickly about whether tech sales bootcamps are worth it. Obviously, a ton of tech sales bootcamps have popped up over the past like 5 to 10 years. And I think it's a common thing that people think about if they want to get into tech sales. If they start Googling about it or asking around about it, they inevitably encounter these bootcamps. And then you wonder, are these bootcamps worth it? Will they actually get me a job? Are they worth how much they cost? So the screen I'm on right now is Career Karma's list of tech sales bootcamps. I've heard nothing but good things about Career Karma, so I think this is a good resource to consult in terms of how they rank the bootcamps as well as the reviews for each bootcamp. These top two are definitely ones I've heard of. I haven't gone through the Springboard course myself, but I have read through the materials and curriculum on their website, and it looks like a solid course. And then Course Careers, I've watched some videos by the founder, and I really like his philosophy because he talks about how to kind of get into tech sales via a non-traditional path. If I'm not mistaken, I'm pretty sure he either didn't go to college or dropped out of college and then got into tech sales. And so he advocates for, even if you didn't go to college, getting into tech sales. And I think that's a really cool philosophy, especially as, higher education is really changing. And I think, career paths are really changing. So I like these top two. In terms of some of these other ones, I can't really speak to them. But like I said, I do think Career Karma is a good company. I've heard good things. So I personally would trust what they have on their list if you are dead set on taking a tech sales bootcamp. But the main reason I wanted to make this video is really just to make one single point, which is that, in my opinion, you don't necessarily need to know how to sell, or at least how to sell really well, until after you're already on the job. And so if you take a boot camp, or if you enroll in a tech sales boot camp with the goal of trying to get really good at sales, I think you're kind of putting the cart before the horse. And here's why. One, the best way to learn how to sell is by selling. Selling is one of those things where it's really hard to learn it in a classroom. The best way to learn how to sell is to actually be on the phone, or actually be in the meeting room, or actually be on the video, handle the objections, lose some deals, learn what you did wrong. And you can really only do that when you're on the job. It's hard to learn that just from curriculum. And the other aspect of this is that companies will pay you to learn. So the company where I started my tech sales career, Yelp, they had a 2-month training program where I was paid to learn how to sell. Now, I was starting to sell for the company. I was starting to actually work during that time, but it was 2 months that the company paid my salary and invested in me to learn how to sell. So rather than having to pay for a boot camp to learn how to sell, you can just get into the job and learn how to sell on the job instead of learning that from a boot camp. And so what I would focus on if you're thinking about enrolling in a course is focus on a course that teaches you how to actually get the job. So there are some sales related things that you're going to need to have, for example, on your resume, or to be able to talk about in your interviews, like you've had sales experience before, but you don't need to be a sales expert. And you probably don't need to have like a full crash course or like a full education on how to do sales. You just need to follow some really specific tips and tricks to get the job. And then once you have the tech sales job, then you can learn how to do it on the job. And so what you're seeing on my screen now is the course that Break into Tech Sales just put on Udemy, which is an online learning platform. And this course, and this is our course, by the way. So a full disclaimer, like this is, you can see my face right there. But the reason I made this course the way I did is because it specifically teaches how to get the job. So it's very focused in that way, because my belief and my opinion is that you can learn to sell once you're actually on the job. So you should invest your time and energy into getting the job, and that's what I think a valuable course is focused on. So definitely not telling you to not take these courses. I think there are definitely some really good tech sales boot camps out there. But my opinion on the debate about whether tech sales boot camps are worth it is just that you don't necessarily need to be a sales expert before you get the job, because they will train you on the job and they will pay you to learn how to sell. So if you are going to take a course or take a boot camp, maybe you should focus on a tech sales course or a boot camp that teaches you how to get a job, or at least has a job guarantee. And maybe you don't really need to learn every aspect of how to sell before you actually get the job. So thanks for listening. If you haven't already, please subscribe to our channel. What we talk about here is tech sales, and pretty much like entry level tech sales, like getting a job in tech sales and like maybe your first year in tech sales. That's really the specific focus of our channel. So if you're into that, if you're interested in tech sales, definitely subscribe and follow along. If you're not interested in tech sales, don't subscribe, because that's all we talk about. Hopefully, my input today was valuable in terms of deciding whether tech sales boot camps are worth it. If you have any follow-up questions, just message me on LinkedIn. My name's Cole Feldman. You can also join our Discord server. We have a bunch of people who are talking about how to get into tech sales on Discord. The link to that is on our website. I believe it's also on our YouTube channel, or just message me and I can send it to you. But anyways, thanks so much for watching. Hope you have a great rest of your day, and we'll talk to you later.